Well, good afternoon, my babies. I hope you all enjoyed your Easter and welcoming the coming of Christ again. To me, it was a day of my family coming over. I did most of the cooking. My daughter, she fixed the seafood salad and everything, which was pretty good. And everybody ate their asses off, or like there wasn't going to be no more. I really felt sorry for the turkey, because they cleaned him off pretty good. And if he walked past here right now, he would be nothing but a sack of bones and a few pieces of meat hanging here and there. So in other words, everybody mostly enjoyed themselves, and I hope you enjoyed yourself. Now, let's see what little problems we might have here today. See if it might be able to help you a little bit, but you've got to remember, these are only my opinions, nobody else's. And if it can help anybody in any way, I'm glad to help anyone that I could possibly can. But I'm not no big expert or nothing like that or anything like that, so just have to deal with what you got. What you see is what you get.
Okay. It says, so my birthday is coming up on June the 7th and I'm turning 16.
Wow.
As a teen, of course, I want a sweet 16 party. But instead of a regular party at a venue, I wanted a party bus. My dad has a friend who gave him a deal, and although I hate the outside of the bus, the inside is amazing. It's also not what I expected. I could only bring 20 people, and the bus inside is very narrow, and I have many big friends and cousins. My dad has a $2,000 budget, and even though I appreciate everything he's doing, once again, I feel like my parents are trying to live through me. My mom is also having a birthday party on April 19th, so I respect a strict budget. I have changed my mind on where I wanted the bus to go about 3 times based on the problem my dad had with paying for all 20 kids. I just don't understand why he expects kids to be invited to a party and still have to pay for everything. This party has brought stress on my parents and I, to the point where I don't even want to party anymore. And my dad thinks my mom is jealous. They didn't let me cancel everything because my dad put a $200 down payment already, and acts as if his whole life savings. My plans are now just to take the bus out to eat and drive around and hang out on 42nd Street. This is too long. The driver said he'll take us places to take pics, and now he knows that people can sing happy birthday to me on the big screens. I know I will have fun no matter what with my friends, but my parents think I will have the best time doing everything their way, when I know I could just go to the movies with my friends and just have as much fun. I'm just tired of them trying to control and live through me. What should I do to get the relationship I always dreamt from my parents?
Wait a little longer. You're young yet. And they still have control over your life and still have to pay for a lot of things concerning you in your life. Your books, this and that, how you eat, how you sleep. So they still have a little bit more control. Just wait a few more years, because let me tell you, once you get control, you'll wish you was a kid again. You just don't know that you're living the life of Riley. Having a birthday party, I don't even know what it is to have a birthday party. And you're hollering about $2,000. Like it's nothing. $2,000 is a lot of money to me. But to spend on a birthday party, come on. And if you got somebody that's willing to do that for you, girl, jump at it, enjoy it, and have a good time. Make the best out of it. Don't worry about whether my dad has control of me or not, or my family has control. They don't have that much control over you. Each year you get a little bit older, you get a little bit bigger, and you get a little bit wiser and a little bit dumber. But Be grateful for what they're trying to do for you. Regardless of what it is, at least they're trying. There's a whole lot of parents out here don't give a doot daddy whether you have a party or not. Or matter of fact, they don't care whether you have a birthday. You be thankful and grateful and thank God you got your parents. Because some people don't even have that. I don't have them. You do. You still got your mother and your father to dote over you and love you and run and chase behind you because you their baby. It's good to be somebody's baby sometime. You'll grow up in good enough time. Then you might not be nobody's baby. Let me know.
This is another one. I am 16 and I've been dating a 20-year-old guy for 6 months. That goes to my church. I've been through a few trials and tribulations since I was 14. I was getting bad grades, having sex, and ended up having a miscarriage about a year ago. Then started attempting suicide multiple times. But ever since I met my boyfriend, I've changed for the better. He accepts my past and he brings out the best in me that nobody can. I absolutely love him. I have never felt this way in my whole life, and I've started to become more closer to God. But the 4-year age difference really bothers me because of my parents and my 3 older brothers. I lied to my mother and father saying that he goes to one of the schools in my town, and I feel horrible about it. I love this man to death, and I don't want to lie to my family about him. I don't want to lie to my family, period. I know God put us together for a reason. I want my parents and brothers to understand that. I prayed on this many times and I feel I'm ready to tell my parents, but I'm just so scared that they won't ever let me see him again until I'm 18. Now that I have him, I can't imagine life without him.
Well, you can either keep your mouth closed. If you have all that much to be frightened of, maybe it's better not to just say nothing. And go ahead and do what you want to do and enjoy yourself and enjoy being with him. Now, if you want a little drama, things like that in your life, you could run and tell them if you think they're going to have that much to say about it. How old did you say you was again? Well, you ain't
16.
16. Well, you don't have that far to go. You know, and I'm glad that you did meet somebody who is encouraging you to do better and to get your act and self together, because life is worth living. In the grave, you can't do nothing for nobody. Your mom and your daddy, nobody, not even Jesus. You know, so be glad you're still here. I'm glad you stopped all that suicidal stuff and decided to stay here amongst the living. Get yourself together. Go on, take yourself to school, go on to college and educate yourself. Not saying you might, now even though he's a little older than you right now, I would say in a year or so you'll probably outgrow him. And when I say that, I mean that you'll probably want something else. Even though he's been nice to you, even though he's been there for you and he's there with you now. Once you move on in life and you start going to your different grades in school, you get from there, then you gotta go to college or whatever. You didn't say you was going to college, but you might want to go to college. And if you go to college, you're going to meet other boys, and that's going to change a whole lot of things and attitudes and things in your life. So don't be surprised if you find yourself falling out of love. Right now, I think it's more infatuation than anything else. And there's nothing wrong with infatuation because it has helped you out. And you know, and there are times in our life where God do send people to try to help us out and turn us around in the right direction. And it seems as though from what you say, he is beginning to turn you around and so into the right direction. So the best thing to do is just leave it alone.
Alright, the next question I met this guy last year and fell pretty hard for him, but I knew he was talking to someone else at the time. We started off as just friends, and I was very supportive of everything he did. After hanging out, I began to like him even more by his actions and our conversations. I thought he liked me too, but he never said the words. Bottom line, it didn't happen, and I ended up talking to his friends, who he introduced me to get back at him. And to be honest, the entire time I was with his friend, I still wanted him more. Now, me and the friend are completely through, and the guy and I have talked a few times. He's going away to college soon, and I was wondering if you think it'd be okay for me to see him. He has a girlfriend, the other girl he was talking to as well, which I totally respect. Even though I think he only made her his girlfriend because she wouldn't have sex with him until he did. I'm not trying to ruin their relationship, but I'm still so down for this guy. I'm not sure if I should tell him and see what happens or continue to love him from a distance. Thanks for your wisdom.
Well, he's somebody else's man. Get your own man. Stop digging up somebody else's dirt. That's somebody else's trash. What are you going through somebody else's trash for? You're a nice looking girl. I could see it if you were ugly and looked like somebody's heel or somebody's shoe. But you're a nice young person. Like yourself. Only people that don't like themselves always digging in the trash. Excuse me.
Thank you.
Got me a little bit excited there. You always dig it in the trash. You don't dig it in your trash. You see the raccoons and stuff like that out there in the backyard. We got plenty of them out there. You ain't no raccoon. No cat either. She's a beautiful, young, intelligent young lady. Act like that. You don't need nobody else's second-hand shoe, second-hand coat. Go get your own coat, brand new coat, and wear it good. Be well enough known to let me know what happened. I got my eye on you.
I'm a 25-year-old female and have never been in a serious relationship. I believe this is due to growing up and witnessing my mother, who is now deceased, in a mentally, physically, and sexually abusive relationship. I would regularly hear arguments between my mother and stepfather, and even him sexually abusing her, which has seriously affected my outlook on men. I recently reconnected with a guy that I had dated once or twice in the past, and I am unsure what to do. I feel comfortable around him, which to me particularly, I feel comfortable around him, which to me particularly around a member of the other sex is a big thing for me. We can talk and have good conversations with each other. However, I feel like I want to take things easy with him. I have explained to him on countless occasions that I just want us to get to know each other as friends, and in a few months' time, if we both like the direction of the relationship, then we can move forward. Despite this, he has continued to express to me that he really likes me and wishes that we can get into a relationship. In addition, there are aspects of him that turn me off and make me not want to pursue a relationship with him because he acts like a slob. I hate to use that word to describe him, but in terms of his weight, the way he sometimes speaks, and he's a messy eater, I feel embarrassed, particularly when we're out in public. When we go on a date, he always wants to hold my hand, get close, kiss me, and truth be told, it makes me slightly uncomfortable. I can't help but feel if I truly liked him, despite his etiquette, then why am I wanting to commit to him? Maybe I don't like him as a potential partner, but maybe as a friend instead. As we have been down this road, a very short road, twice before, and then went our separate ways. Is there any light you could shed on this situation that will help me move forward with this relationship?
Yeah, leave him alone. Because you don't really want him. You know, just because you wore them shoes before me don't mean you're going to be able to wear them again. A lot of times you put a pair of shoes on and don't wear them for a while, and when you put them back on again, they don't fit. Or your foot done got tight or grew a little bit. So, hey, like I said, it ain't there anymore. If you got somebody that you feel embarrassed with, no, baby. Because I wouldn't want you feeling sorry for me. You couldn't go nowhere with me. You feel ashamed and all. No, leave him alone. Don't hurt his feelings. Just tell him it's nothing happening and it's over with. And go get something else. Wait till somebody else comes along that you like and appreciate a little bit more. But that picture is over with. And you got to be ashamed of him. Yeah, don't never be ashamed of your man. I don't care if he look like a toothpick. Don't be ashamed of your man. That's your man. If that's your thing and that's what turns you on, girl, let me tell you. When you get somebody that really turns you on, my son get upset when I say stuff like that. Because he figure old people like me ain't supposed to have no feelings, you know. Let me tell you. Boy, it's a good time. And a hot time and the whole time of the night when somebody really turns you on. Well, when you have your memories, thank God for memories. You know, because you can't maybe not be out there to do those things that you was doing years ago. But you know what? I tell you, the memory lingers on. Some sweet memories. But if that's no more for you, baby, leave him go. Don't tease the man. Come on now. Let me know what happened.
I was dating a man for 2 years. 2 months into our relationship, he discovered he had a 1-year-old with a woman he had a one-night stand with before he moved out of state. Around that 2-year mark in our relationship, I decided to join the Navy. Boot camp and school would take 4 to 5 months, so while I would be away, we decided he should move to Pennsylvania where his daughter was to spend more time with her until I got my orders. He found a job in an apartment before my departure, so I gave him the go-ahead to move out there. A few months later, I found out he had stayed with his child's mother
I figured that was coming.
and her family for 3 weeks before he found his apartment. I broke up with him and cut him out my life after boot camp. We began speaking again, and I noticed subtle changes in him, and he grew up and started to form into the man I always pushed him to be, to join the Army. And a few months later, he hit me with the news that another woman just gave birth to his second daughter. He claims it was a one-night stand, and when I do the math, the baby must have been conceived 2 months after we broke up, since he's continued trying everything in his power to get me back, and he even chose orders to live a few hours away from me. But I feel so ashamed by him having another baby with another random girl during our breakup. He's 26, I'm 22 with no children, and I know I have so much life ahead of me, but why should I have to suffer by not having him in my life when I did nothing wrong? I've never felt bonded to another person like this. I love him to pieces, and I miss him so much. So bad it hurts, but I know love shouldn't bring you shame, which is what's keeping me from going back. What's your take on my situation?
Well,
is it worth giving it another chance?
You want to give him another chance, give it to him. You're not going to be satisfied until you do. You're always going to be saying to yourself, what if? What if I had her? Well, maybe I should have. Look, if you want the man, give him the chance and go ahead and try it. But like I say, don't be with him because you're ashamed of him. How can you be ashamed of his kids? They his baby. I mean, life is life. And their mothers thought enough to have them. They could have flushed them, but they didn't. Their mothers thought enough to have them. And even though you don't have anything, you will one day. And let me tell you, girl, it's a different story. You could talk about all the babies that you want to talk about, but once you get that baby inside of you, and it starts to grow and develop.
What? You got to cut? Come on in.
You want to interrupt her during her video?
Oh, Father.
Thank
That
God he
long
got that
leg.
wolf, that sheep
Looks
skin
like
off
some
his
damn
head.
body care about his ugly ass. and you have something someday, and you know what it's like to be that mother. That instinct, those feelings will come as soon as you see that baby. They will come automatically. If he's willing to be man enough, go on to his children and love you too. Don't deny him the fact that he loves his children. Because you know what? Every child needs to be loved. There are so many children out here with no daddies. And let me tell you, I ain't had no daddy. That's a horrible feeling. Or a little kid talking about my dad, this is my dad, this is my dad. You standing there. But I did have somebody who represented as my father. He was a sweet person. Thank God for that. God was good to me. But there's so many babies out there that don't have nobody at all. Not saying that God is not good to them, but they just don't have it. But don't deny him that. Give him the chance. And if things don't work out, then at least you know that you tried. You gave it all you had. But don't walk out on him because he want to be a father to his children. Hey now.
No, but he was being sneaky out there.
You know, every man think he can licky somewhere else, and it's just going to take a few minutes. But that's all it takes is a few minutes. That's all it takes. And then they could have taken something too, so that's on both parts. But that's neither here nor there, so you let me know what happened, baby.
18-year-old girl and a 29-year-old man. I am 18 and I'm...
No, that's too much. That's too much of a space. That's too much.
I am 18 and I currently work at a restaurant as a hostess. I've recently been involved with one of the cooks who is 29 that worked there as well, and we've been seeing each other. We are together and we do have intimacy. The problem is I don't want anyone at work to know about it because I have a clean reputation and I want to keep it that way. We promised not to tell anyone about our relationship, and I believe he won't tell, but I'm scared. When he tries to take me out or drop me off at work, I'm always nervous that someone's going to see us. I do really like him, and he likes me as well, but should I keep continuing, or should I let it go? I really would appreciate your advice on my situation as well as how...
Well. For one thing, he's too old for you. That's what, almost a 10-year difference? 11-year difference? Now, if people need advice, he's good for advice. Now, he's good for he should know how to treat a woman. Because he done had quite a bit of experience that you ain't had. Come on, Pass.
Oh no, I'm still looking at my thing.
That you haven't had, but you're going to outgrow him. Because you're going to want something your own age that's lively, could still run around. Not to say that he can't do all those things now.
Because I was about to say.
But as men have a tendency to get a little tired. The older they get, right now, he figured he's that puppy dog, that tail wagging, and he ready to do anything you want to do. And then you wake up one morning and decide, I ain't getting up right now. I want to lay here a little longer. I don't want to do this and I don't want to do that. Try to stay in your age bracket, even if it's 4 years older than you. That's all the distance that you need. You don't need no 10 or all that old kind of mess. Let me know.
Let me see how fast I can read this. I've been dating this guy for 7 years and I'm now 22, which means she was 15. We have an on and off relationship, and 4 weeks ago we were off, and in our off time I thought we were really done for good. I slipped up and had sex with someone else, and now we're back together, and I told him. The thing now is that every time we argue, I'm a smut ass bitch, a fucking whore. My pussy ain't pretty no more. But yet after sex he says sorry and don't mean it. But when he cheats on me, I don't do all of that. But yet he always throws it in my face, and he's so much of a mama's boy that he told her last Sunday during Sunday dinner at his mother's, she had the nerve to question me and quote, "Where you been, smut?"
Ooh.
I knew you was too good to be true, and I snapped and said, "You old bitch, mind your business." And she smacked me. Next thing I know, I was dragging her by her Sunday wig.
Woo.
Me and my boyfriend went home, and after we had an argument.
Leave him alone, baby.
Mm-hmm.
It's over with. When you had to say something to his mother, when y'all got to fighting each other, the party was over right then and there. That mama boy ain't going nowhere. Leave that alone. You've been together 7 years. He was a good fuck buddy, but that's all he was. Because in 7 years, you ain't did nothing now. You ain't gonna. My Lord. You and mama got at it? Oh, man. Leave it alone, baby. You did your best. Go on out there and buy some Sunday meal. Sunday meeting clothes. And leave that alone. Leave it alone. Next.
Mm.
Ain't that something? That mama.
Listen says, what is your advice to a 19-year-old who is already close to his mother but is worried about coming out to her? In addition, I have a problem with settling for a person who likes me and I don't like them. Well, that's not true. What are some ways of telling them politely that I would rather be friends because you aren't my type?
Just say you ain't my friend because you ain't my type. You can't get no more straight up than that. Come on now. Truth is a light, and if they can't accept the truth, what is there? You got to lie and pussyfoot around and all this old kind of things, and it's not going to prove anything. It only makes the agony more, last a little bit longer. You want it to be over with. So you just say it. I don't mean you no harm, sweetheart. But such a thing. This is the way it is. Bam. And if you can't understand that, something's really wrong. You know. Let me know.
But what should he say to his mom about him trying to come out to her?
Just tell her. Do you think she don't know? Come on. Mamas know. They may not carry no great big sign or nothing like that. Maybe she hoping she wrong. You know, but they know going past, boy.
Excuse me, people.
Alright, this is going to be the last one. This is a question I ain't never seen before,
You
but
may go to work.
it says, as a parent, how do you handle when one of your kids get involved with someone and you don't like or think is good for them? And have your kids or grandkids ever disliked someone you were romantically involved with? If so, how did you deal with it? I ask because I'm currently doing research for my... Girl, okay, go ahead. Just go ahead. Talking about they doing research for a book. Okay. Don't be trying to get no ideas from us and profit off of it and then don't give us nothing.
Look. I don't even know what the question was.
The question is, how do you handle when one of your kids get involved with someone you don't like or think is good for them? And have your kids or grandkids ever dislike someone you were romantically involved with? If so, how did you handle it?
Oh, yeah. I've been there. I go down that street. But see, you're not snoring in your grandkids' face. Grandkids ain't helping you pay them bills. They ain't hugging and kissing you and putting their arms around you, telling you how much they need you or love you. It's just hi and bye, Mom. Lend me $50, $25, or I need this, I need that. But it's not giving you what you need. And you have to have something for yourself. And if you've given yourself all these years, come on. When do you think you're going to deserve something? You think you got to hide every little thing for yourself? From them? Hey, throw them over the road. And you go ahead and do what you got to do for you. Probably wasn't going to never like him no way. I don't care what darn what he look like or who he is. They won't like nobody you brought there. Because they selfish. And they thinking about themselves, not you. They don't have you, then who they going to have to lean on? You know what I mean? You go ahead and do what you got to do for you, Mom. And be happy with your little friend. Don't worry about them punks. They'll be all right. They get over it.
All right, we got to wrap it up.
Now, I tell you all every week, some of you need to go sit down in the chapel or go sit down in your church if you can and sit there by yourself and meditate. Because we all need to do that. You need that spirit you need to feel the Holy Spirit. And if you never felt him before, then you need to try your best to try to feel him. That's the best feeling in the whole wide world, is to feel the Holy Ghost. Girl! Oh! That's a good feeling. It make you calm, cool, collected, clear that mind, help you think out of the trouble or whatever else you might be in. What you need, give you what you need, which way to go, which road to travel in. And sometimes if we had followed that first mind, we would have never gotten that crap in the first place. We would have never looked at him or her or whatever in the first place if we had followed our first mind. So you need to sometimes sit down and try to follow that first mind. And sometimes you have to listen to your older people's advice. I mean, just because we old fogies don't mean we all wrong all the time. So we know how to hit some nails on the head. Sometimes it's good to think before you leap. Don't jump out the frying pan into the pan on fire. And then wish how you can get the hell out again. Because sometimes it's not easy getting out. And you holler about, if I get out, I'm not going to do that. And when they go do the same thing all over again. Come on with it. Get that man upstairs some of your time. I don't care under what religion he's under, what name you call him. Give him some time and he can show you what he can do now. He can show you. Love each other. Help each other. You are your brother's keeper. Whether you like it or not, you are. Whether your brother deserves it, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, whoever. Whether they deserve it or not, we are to help each other.
Alright.
And do for each other. So you have a good weekend.
Good week.
We had a good week.
It's just
And I love you. I love you all. And hey, don't forget to watch me now. Vote on me now. Don't forget me. Just show me how much you love me. I've gotten some new people lately. Oh, it made me feel so good. You keep on, tell your friends, tell everybody. Come on, watch me now. I love you.
Alright.